Okay, and we're live. Hi, everybody. Hi, Facebook Live. Thank you guys all for coming. My name's Julie Miller. I'm the creative director of Riot. Riot is Refinery 29's digital comedy platform. So we're all really excited. It just launched in May, and so this is our first Riot Live event, and we couldn't be more excited, thrilled, humbled than to have like two of the funniest women in comedy basically in our presence tonight, Jessi Klein and Vanessa Bayer. It is an incredible honor, and we're launching You'll Grow Out of It, which is Jessi Klein's first book of essays. Yay! So in this room full of fans of Jessi, I don't need to tell you guys that she's a Peabody and Emmy Award winning executive producer of Inside Amy Schumer. She is helping to transform the third season of Transparent as a writer. She has been, I would say, behind most of the funniest things of the 21st century. Whether it be, because she works like 100 jobs, whether it be as an SNL writer, as a Comedy Central executive, as a stand-up comedian, and as a friend to basically everybody in the comedy world. So thank you, Jessi, for being a huge part. And now she's going to be a best-selling author as well. So we're all really excited about that. And Vanessa, thank you so much. When we were thinking of who could host the Q&A for this event tonight, the first name on the list was Vanessa Bayer, and we were just so excited that she agreed to do it, although it's hard to pass up an invitation from Jessi Klein. But we love Vanessa in Trainwreck on SNL, when she plays Miley Cyrus, or if she plays Rachel from Friends. I am personally obsessed with Sound Advice, which I know some people who've worked on Sound Advice are here, where she plays Janessa Slater, the media coach, and I hope that some of Janessa comes out tonight when they're doing their interview. So yeah, we're really excited. Riot, I think, is an interesting channel because it really celebrates women's voices that are both radical and relatable, and I think that there's no better person than Jessi Klein to sort of exhibit that combination. So in this book of essays, which you all, either if you haven't read it already, you'll read and you'll fall in love with every essay in the book, and just probably see yourself in a lot of the work that she's written. So thank you so much. I'm like gonna get choked up. I'm getting emotional. But just a little housekeeping. We are on Facebook Live, so people at home, write in your comments and questions. We're going to be taking questions from you guys at the end after Vanessa and Jessi do their little chat. And also, books are for sale. If you click the link here or somewhere, the Amazon link, you can buy her book right now. Also, for the people in the room, you can buy the book in the back. Jessi's going to be signing them at the end, and on with the show. So here's a reading from Jessi Klein.
Hi. Oh, is that way too loud? Or is that right? This feels okay? Because for me it feels real bad. And a pen fell, and also I have already sweat pitted through here, but like I'm sure you can't see it on the internet. So forget I said that. Thanks all for coming. I'm going to just read a little bit of a chapter called Poodle versus Wolf. And quickly, just thank you so much, Julie, and thank you so much, Vanessa, and everybody at Refinery 29. Okay, a little Poodle versus Wolf. One late night when I was working at SNL, I wandered out of my office for a break and saw that some random TV in the hallway was tuned to an interview with Angelina Jolie. I think it was with Charlie Rose, who was shamelessly hitting on her. This is great. This is totally comfortable. Thank you. Great. Even better. That's what it needed. Hitting on her, as is his wont when he interviews a pretty lady. I wandered over to watch, as did Emily, one of the senior writers there at the time, and an all-around hilarious and fabulous lady. We both stared at Angelina in awe. Isn't it amazing, Emily asked, that we're the same species she is? It doesn't even feel like we are the same species. I know, I said, and I continued the riff. It's like with dogs. A poodle and a wolf are both technically dogs, but based on appearances, it doesn't make any conceivable sense that they share a common ancestor. We decided that some women are poodles and some women are wolves. And no matter what a wolf does, like put on makeup or a thong, it will still be a wolf. And no matter what a poodle does, like put on sweatpants, it will always be a poodle. Classic poodle-wolf moment. I'm on my way to meet my friend Tracy for breakfast and decide to wear my new dress, which I love, a black dress with white butterflies and pockets from Agnes B., which is a pricey French retail chain that represented the highest echelons of fanciness to me as a kid. I had never gone in ever, but a couple of months earlier, I was drawn in by the butterfly dress, and looking in the mirror, I thought I looked really pretty and girly, like Zooey Deschanel, but from Europe, and decided to spend an ungodly amount of cash on this poodle feeling I had. So I enter the subway in my butterfly dress and start to walk slowly to the end of the platform, waiting for men's heads to turn while I practice saying in my head, "Take a picture, it'll last longer," even though no one is looking. And then this other woman walks in right behind me and everything changes. She is clearly a dancer, or a former dancer, but who cares? Look at her. She has long, perfect legs that are all one tawny color, not a speckled mixture of winter greens and veiny blues like mine are. And she's wearing short jean shorts and a plain denim shirt, and her hair is sloppily piled on top of her head with a cheap clip. She is stunning. You can feel everyone's energy shift as all men on the platform cycle through their quick glance up, glance away thing that they think will keep them from being caught looking. We catch you looking. We always catch you looking. I then do the secret embarrassing thing of purposely getting on the same subway car as her so I can keep looking at a pretty person. I am not a lesbian, but looking at her gives me a feeling of pleasure. She is wearing red lipstick and looks basically like Mina Suvari at the exact moment in American Beauty that Kevin Spacey fantasizes about fucking her on a bed of rose petals. Hope it's okay to say that. Should have asked earlier. This woman is a classic poodle, by which I mean she is effortless. It doesn't matter what she is wearing, as this woman isn't especially stylish. But because she's a poodle, she looks good in anything. She will always look like an ocean breeze, short of donning a Nazi uniform on Halloween. And even then, you'd forgive her just that one time because it's Halloween and she's so pretty. And that means she's a good person who didn't mean it. When someone is a poodle, you just want to be near her. My own attempt at poodleness suddenly seems like a silly farce, as it is obvious I am just a wolf in poodle's clothing. My butterfly Agnes B dress with pockets may as well be a Ziploc bag filled with old shrimp. Does this all sound too self-deprecating? Because I don't mean it to be. It's just that I am in awe of poodles, these magical, lovely women who inherently radiate femininity. They are not necessarily the most beautiful women or even the prettiest. They just seem, without trying at all, to always be in sync with their yin quality. That's the girl one, right? Like an iPhone in constant communication with its cloud. If you're still confused about what a poodle is, just think about this. The Girl from Ipanema was obviously written about a poodle. No one would ever write that song about a wolf. Famous poodle women: Angelina Jolie, Keira Knightley, Charlize Theron. She's not French. Famous wolf women: Helena Bonham Carter, Tina Fey, Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston is actually a very interesting example here. I have friends who think she is a poodle and argue that the reason she is a poodle is that she's beautiful. And she is very beautiful. But being beautiful is not what makes you a poodle or a wolf. There are millions of beautiful wolf women out there. It's how much of the beauty feels like work and like maintenance. Aniston is stunning, but I always have the impression that her beauty comes with an enormous price tag. Getting your hair to be the color of a sunbeam passing through a lion's mane doesn't come cheap. And yes, in Hollywood, everyone's beauty is expensive, but there are a few ladies who seem like they're keeping very high tabs permanently open at every groomer in town. And yes, Jennifer would be stunningly beautiful even if she did nothing, but it's the fact that she chooses to do everything that tells me she is a wolf. If you look at her high school yearbook picture where she has thick eyebrows and an ever so slightly bigger nose, you can see she felt like a wolf. I'm certain she still feels like one. She'd probably feel like a wolf no matter what happened in her life, because once a wolf, always a wolf, but nothing will really make you feel like a wolf, like your husband leaving you for a poodle. I have always clearly been a wolf. I grew up knowing nothing about manicures or pedicures or embellished bras. When I got my period at age 13 on Yom Kippur, thank you, my mother gave me that crazy elastic belt thingy that women used in the 50s with a weird pad that had extra fabric at both ends so you could tie it onto plastic clips that dangled from the belt. Most of the readers who would know what I'm talking about here are probably dead. My mom is here. I love my mom. But when I think back on it, really, it was unavoidable. We were a wolf family. Poodle characteristics. Poodles are confident. Poodles are always late. Poodles laugh a lot. Wolf characteristics. Wolves need to eat more than poodles do, both larger amounts and more frequently. I often wonder if I could wave a wand and magically transform myself from a wolf to a poodle. Would I? Most of me says no. I'm proud of being a wolf. My wolf upbringing is responsible for my personality, for my compassion for the rest of the pack. As a wolf, I am a diamond in the rough. I crack jokes. My whole life is about trying, about speaking up in order to be seen, about howling with laughter or howling out how I see the world. But there is another part of me that immediately yells, yes, I would give anything to feel that poodle confidence, to feel comfortable as a woman, like my body is my perfect home, to be the girl from Ipanema and sway down the street emitting an intoxicating hormone like a female deer spritzing the air from under my perky white tail. I'd love to be one of those women who sleeps naked, who never has to buy her own drink, who wears makeup only when she feels like it, who took ballet for years and still carries that motion in her bones, dancing down the street, never a bad angle, completely unself-conscious. Poodle versus wolf, you guys. And as a wolf, I am already dripping in sweat. But it's perfect. It illustrates the point. Okay, cool. Thank you. What do we do now? Oh, thank you.
We're going to just move this podium out of the way and then invite up Vanessa.
Which side? Which was my side?
This is your side. This is stage right.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so everyone got a taste.
Little niblet.
So, poodle versus wolf.
Poodle versus wolf.
What would you say I was? I think I'm probably. I think any girl that does comedy is a wolf.
I feel like comedy ladies are mostly wolves. Yes.
My one thing that I found that doesn't line up for me with being a wolf is that I'm always late to things.
Are you always late?
Yes.
Maybe you're more of a poodle than
So
you
maybe
know.
I'm more of. Are you guys having fun? Is this cool?
Guys, are you hanging out or every word yet? Cool.
Is this
Cool. Okay, cool.
So, your book made me laugh a lot.
Thanks,
and
Vanessa.
So let's talk about other things that make me laugh.
Oh my God. Have you read David Sedaris? Hilarious. So funny.
When people fall but don't get hurt.
Oh my God. Oh, just like a real accident with no stakes.
So the book is great. Can you guys tell I'm very good at this?
Yeah, this is perfect.
So I earmarked a few parts of the book.
Oh, I saw that it was earmarked.
That I thought were really interesting. There's one part of the book where you talk about The Bachelor.
Yes.
And you're very into The Bachelor.
That is a big understatement. Is anyone here watching The Bachelorette right now? If you're not clapping, you're lying. Everyone is watching. What's JoJo gonna do? Do you watch? You're watching.
I don't really watch it, but it's because I watch so much TV that I feel like I'd become a full hermit if I watched.
It is a lot of hours of the day.
Yes.
Sadly, I wish I could pretend, I watch a lot of quality TV and The Bachelor, but it's really just The Bachelor that I watch mainly on TV. That and your show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, so you were talking about how you were saying if a bunch of comedy girls did The Bachelor. I do love
The Bachelor, and it snuck up on me because, like many people might have this feeling. I used to be like the person who's like, "Oh, that's like such a dumb show for dummies, for dumb dummies." And then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is the happiest I think I've ever been." And I watched the Juan Pablo season, and that was what got me hooked in. If anyone's familiar with that creepazoid, but anyway, I started watching it, and I was like, I feel like I would be amazing on this show. Because no one's ever funny on it, ever. And then I was like, what if there was just like a version of The Bachelor one season where instead of the women all being the like same kind of woman that it always is, which is poodles, if there was a season of The Bachelor where all like the Bachelor is just a regular bachelor, like the usual guy, like just like a dummy hot guy, but then he is surprised to find that every bachelorette is just like a Jewish girl who went to a liberal arts college. And we're all like, we all arrive in like, you know, like a Volvo, and we get out of the car in like our clogs, and we're like, this is nuts, right? I'm so nervous. Yeah, I feel like that would be a genuinely good show.
So good.
Let's do the show.
Yeah. And I feel like by the end of it, you wouldn't even care about The Bachelor. Everyone would just be like supporting each other and being like,
yeah,
he's garbage.
Yeah, no, he's a full garbage bag. Should we just like make a frittata and like hang for a while? Yeah. It would be the best.
We'd be so much more concerned that like the snacks were around.
Yeah. Should we do like a Costco run? Yeah. We did one yesterday. We should do another one right now.
Now, we were talking a little bit before this about how we're both very into free things.
Oh, I love, but like if I can get a thing without paying.
It's free
amazing.
Snacks to me. There's nothing more important.
Literally nothing.
We were just upstairs and there were chips, and it did go through my mind. I was like, should I take these chips?
Put them in your bag? Yeah, you should totally take those chips.
Anytime I'm on set, I usually have, this is not a joke. I'm going to kind of play it off like it's a joke, even though I already told you it's not. But I usually take a bag with me, and I'm like, well, I guess I can put snacks in this bag.
Yeah.
And when I was in Chicago doing touring with Second City, I got a reputation. It was like, oh, don't leave,
as being loose with snacks.
as being like, if you leave those waters there, Vanessa will take them.
Well, the cutest thing also that happened, where it was beyond just it's a free thing, but no expectations. There was a bottle of rosé wine, and like someone had poured like several glasses just to have them ready for someone. And Vanessa was like, is anybody drinking wine? And I was like, yeah, these are for everyone. And then she reached to one, and she was like, oh, did someone already drink from this one? And someone from this delightful company was like, oh, can we pour you a fresh one? And she was like, no. I just want this one, whether someone has started it or not. I'm good.
Diva.
It's just the one that's near me.
But yeah, there was free wine just now, and I loved that.
A free.
Also,
a grape, a little cube of a cheddar cheese.
Yes.
Any of it.
Yeah, I was just in France, and everyone was drinking.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I was just in France.
Did everyone
with
clock where Vanessa just was? France.
But everyone was drinking rosé, and there was rosé just now, and I feel like rosé is now like a woman's, like a fancy, cute girl's drink.
Yeah, like a book club.
It is like a poodle drink.
It's a little. Well, I mean, I would agree with you, except for how much of it I drink, which seems to confirm the wolfness. I don't know.
Just feel
delish.
I think like, because I drink white wine a lot, and I always go for like.
Thank you.
I think I drink dorky wine. Like, I'll like ask for a Chardonnay, and everyone's like, "Get over yourself."
Everyone's like, "Do you know what year it is? Do you have a brand?"
No,
me neither.
I don't know anything about wine
Me neither.
There was a wine last night that I was like, "What kind of wine is this?"
And then you didn't even realize why you were asking. I know that is the thing of like looking at a wine list and just like, oh, like what's good, and then in your head you're like, literally any of it would be good for me.
The same to me.
Yeah,
and
I have no preferences.
When waiters are like, "Do you want it dry or fruity?" I'm always like,
yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Does anyone really know?
I mean, I think I say dry because I feel like it's the right thing to say.
But what is dry? Does it mean sweet? What does it mean?
It doesn't make any sense because wine is wet.
Yeah, don't.
So it does feel like a real reach.
Whatever it means, don't use dry. Like, why did dry become a term to describe
because
wine?
This world is broken, Vanessa.
Also,
because the world is so screwed up right now.
Yeah, and don't talk about the wine's body.
Yeah. Ew. Oh my God. Hashtag.
Because
take it back.
Wet.
What? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so punchy right now.
I am too. I actually had a mix just now of iced coffee, rosé, and water that truly is making me feel.
Oh, not in one cup.
No.
I was about to be
I
like,
did present it that way.
Dude,
It's a new thing I'm trying.
it's iced
makes you
coffee,
shit your pants.
roast, a little cheese whiz, and 2 Splendas. It's for summer.
Anyways.
Well, what's that?
Let's
I feel
be
like, by the way, I just invented a really dope drink.
Yes, you did. Let's try it after this.
I'm absolutely.
I bet. Is there cheese whiz?
I'll
here?
go into a fury if that drink's not ready when we're done.
Everything else I know is here.
Yeah, everything is totally here.
Okay.
There's a car filled with. There's a little mini car at the back of this room filled with soda.
Also, can I say something about Refinery 29?
Please, I think we're on the same page about this.
I think like we were saying how everyone here is so cute.
So cute.
So cute. And like, how do you do it? You have to keep it up every day.
Everyone here is so perfectly adorable.
It's too much.
I walked in and I was like, ooh, the cute receptionist. And then I was like, ooh, the other, everyone,
Yes.
like, it's just cute
Isn't
on
it
cute.
exhausting, you guys? Like, don't you ever want to just like be like, I'm gonna have the wrong accessory. No accessory.
Yeah.
God forbid.
No. Not wearing my ear cuff today. I don't
Yeah.
care. Brown hair,
Yeah.
don't care.
Also,
That's what you say, right?
that's what I say.
Right. We don't care. I couldn't care more.
But
I care
it just,
so much.
anyways, everyone looks great, but
So good.
I feel like I could come here like on a surprise day, like an undercover boss, and everyone would look like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess this is an event day.
No, I don't
No,
think that's
every
what it
day
is.
is.
I think everyone's this cute
Every day is
day.
an event day.
I feel that very strong. I feel
I
that,
do too.
that energy very
I
strongly
was saying,
here.
I think this is going to make me sound like an old spinster, but I
No.
was saying that I think probably the common denominator is youth. There's like a lot
Yes.
of youth here.
One thing that is really cute is being 23. It's like one of the cutest things you can have on is your 23-ness. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really...
Although we were both talking about the fact that when we were 23,
We were-
speaking purely just for myself, I was like a full garbage bag of. I didn't know how to. I mean, I can't. Will you fill in while I try to think of
I'm
how to
just
describe
saying,
what I wore when I
let
was
me
23?
just say, like, that I had such tight curls and and just
the
like
tightest.
if someone did my hair,
Yeah. Yeah.
because also you don't know what you want, and all. By the way, that sounds so elitist. Like when I would get my hair done, and I never did when I
Well,
was in my early 20s. But
you already dropped the
just-
France bomb, so
I'm just
whatever.
saying, you just don't. You just whatever.
I didn't have. I mean, God, yeah, I was basically like a feral, like a raccoon, like tipping over garbage cans for like old capri pants or whatever. Although that's very much back
Well,
on trend.
I also I feel like when I was in Chicago, if I like got a shirt from Anthropology, there's a whole thing about Anthropology in here.
Oh,
But if I
obsessed.
got a shirt from Anthropology, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm kind of running the world when it comes to style. Like I just would like wear the same Anthropology
Yep.
shirt and be
Nailed
like, hey,
it.
you guys can all go fuck yourselves. But really,
100. Oh my God! If I had on an Anthropology dress at that age, I would set up like a velvet rope line for men to get on
Yes.
to propose. Because I'm like, you clocked that I have on like an $88 Anthropology dress. So I'm like a pretty high status human being.
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
It's
still
like,
feel that way. Very much like that. This is not
Totally.
really in the past for
and
me.
like a I totally and like a ballet flat because it's hard to
ballet
walk
flat.
if you have heels.
Oh,
on.
and then just like a super chunk necklace.
Yeah.
I feel like to this moment, I don't deserve jewelry from Anthropology. Like I don't deserve it.
But you know what? I feel like speaking of chunky necklaces,
let's get to it.
Not to go. Do you
Let's
watch?
tackle it.
Do you watch Real Housewives? Who was I just? Do you watch Real Housewives of New York?
I go in and out.
There is a housewife who wears so many chunky necklaces, and I've met her at Barry's boot camp.
Do you not want to name
By the way,
names?
I have 10
Where do you
classes
think you
left
are?
to Barry's boot camp. If anyone wants them, I can never go back.
Ooh, what happened?
Well, I started going, and there is a teacher there that I did really like, But I would have nightmares about it. Like an hour before, I'd wake up, I'd see that I had an hour left to sleep and just have nightmares about Barry's boot camp for an hour and then go. And then like finally someone was like, you don't have to go, right? And I was like,
this is an elective thing as a grown-up that you paid for to do.
yes.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
there's like, chunky necklaces are not always, well, we talked, I mean, anyways, I don't know what my point is, but.
No, I'm hearing you loud and clear. And Barry's boot camp. I've never done Barry's boot camp, but I did try to do bar method, bar class.
This is a chapter in the book that made me laugh so hard.
Has anyone here done bar method or the other one?
I've done Physique 57.
Physique 57 or any of the
there's
ones.
There's a few of them.
There's a few of them, and they're the ones where the idea is that you're going to sculpt the perfect ass, and that you're going to do it by pretending you're like in ballet training and holding onto a bar, and you just stand there and you just go up, down, up, down, up, down for like 1 billion times in 45 minutes. And I tried to do this, and I honestly like saw my life flash before my eyes. But what was crazy is that every other woman there is nailing it.
Not missing a beat.
Women who are 4 times as old as I am are there. Pregnant women in hospice who have just jumped out to like keep it tight in those final days on a drip.
Well, and you make this point. There's an article. I mean, there's a chapter about this in the book, and you make this point that like you realize that all these women who look so amazing who live in New York, and I'm sure elsewhere, the reason they're working so hard, and it makes you so sad because you're like. It's just the whole thing. There's something very sad.
Well,
I will never do.
Let me start a sentence with, I used to go to the gym. And when I was like, whatever, in my 30s, and I was like, I have a gym membership, and I go twice a week, whether I need it or not, and I get on the elliptical, and I crush it for 35 minutes. Why am I not seeing changes?
By the way,
and I was like, but I'm on the elliptical 35 minutes twice a week. Like, why is anything loose? And then I went to bar method for the first time, and I was like, oh, this is what it takes.
And what did you say about the elliptical in this book? I can't remember what it was, but.
Oh, wait, was it just that for women who go to bar method, doing the elliptical is basically like their nap? Like, if they're tired, it's like, I guess I'll go on the elliptical.
Yeah, I
for
feel
a type 40.
A trainer said that to me or something, was like, the elliptical, like, you might as well.
It's nothing.
Be taking it, like,
eat a cake.
What a bummer,
You'd
right?
burn more calories digesting.
If anyone goes on the elliptical, keep doing it. Don't listen. But, like, it just is such a bummer that you're like.
It's such a bummer.
That you can't, then you have to.
Thank God I have the best personality.
I just want to read magazines on the elliptical.
Oh, reading a magazine on the elliptical is
like
one of the great joys. Who wore it best? Why am I not on this?
Have you been on the machine where it goes like, your like legs go like kind of like that out, or like?
Oh, I try the one where your legs go out.
It's so hard to balance. It's a dangerous machine.
It's a dangerous machine. It's not okay for common use.
Yes.
Yeah, it's your leg. You get on it and you go.
You're sort of wheeling out. Yeah.
Yeah, you go like that. But is anyone really using that?
No, nobody uses it. When I use it,
it should be.
I think I'm using it for show, like at the gym, because I actually don't even belong anymore. But it's in the front, and I feel like I'm just doing it to be like, see.
Gotcha. It seems, but I remember when I saw that machine and I looked at the diagram on it, where I was like, oh, my legs do that. As someone who has a butt that is very much shaped like a quadrangle, or a trapezoid, I guess. Is a quadrangle? That's a type of an angle.
Yeah.
Pull the plug. No, it's very rhomboidal. And I was like, this seems like it would hit. This would shave the corners down that I want to shave down.
Yeah.
I want to, you want to shave the corners of your butt down.
Yeah.
Right? I need you so much right now. Don't you die on me, Vanessa. Don't you tire me, girl. Shave my butt down.
Here's what I was gonna. This is what I want to ask
Yes.
you too on the subject of gyms. I don't know if you belong to a gym that has
No.
a juice bar
What?
in it.
No, I've never
Who
afforded
buys
that.
juice at the gym? Because it's so intimidating.
It is very intimidating. It's always very green and very
It
expensive.
feels like no one here is relating to that because that didn't really get a reaction. But every time I've gone to like buy a juice at an Equinox, it's like,
Oh, what's that?
sorry,
Yeah.
I named
Yeah.
you.
No, you
Every
earned
time
it.
I've gone to, but I don't belong. But like, they're always like, they're always like, do you have cash? And I'm like, what?
Wait, they ask if you have cash?
I don't know. I
at the juice bar.
just put it on the thing. Like,
What? They don't take a credit card at
You know,
yours?
it's they always like make me feel like I can't get juice there.
I do. I've never fully belonged at UNS, but I had a guest membership at UNS once. I was like subletting somewhere, and I for 3 months I went to that gym, and the person who served the juice, I just remember being. They were so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was so intimidated, and I made the most like disgusting, shameless attempts to try to like be their cool friend. When I would go buy a juice,
What would you do?
I'd just be like, "Hey, what's up?" or "Hi, what kind of juice do you have?" I don't know. I just wanted to seem like I fit in there.
Oh my god!
And it did not work.
That's how I always feel. It's like when you feel your personality being so big, and you just feel like around a cool, quiet person.
Yeah,
where they're
someone
just
whose
like,
energy is just at rest.
half of the interactions I have with people, I'm like, hey, I'm Vanessa.
Hello. Yeah, very much that.
I can't, and also I'm a Scorpio, so I guess I'm supposed to be mysterious. Like, I remember being a kid and reading like about Scorpios being mysterious and being like, I guess I'm mysterious. Being like, should I not be telling everyone everything? What is your sign, Jessie?
Wow, I thought you'd never ask. I am a Leo, and when yes, there you are. Always cool. When you like growing up, I was like, "What am I? I'm a Leo. What's that?" And the description of Leos is always like, "You're a narcissistic asshole. You only care about yourself, and pretty much you need to like learn to care about others." And I was like, "Oh, I feel pretty shy and unwanted." But anyway, like some of the signs seem to get like more of a bad rap. But
Yeah.
mysterious seems like a good
Yes.
descriptor.
Yeah,
I feel like you
that's
are
me.
pretty mysterious.
Yeah, I'm always like,
What's going on in there?
yeah, I'm a closed book.
Yeah, like
Is
what?
that a thing?
Like a murky water that
Yeah.
runs very deep.
Yes.
Is that not a murky water? That sounds bad. I don't know.
What else?
Where
are
are
we
we?
going too long?
You're like, no, you have 7 hours left. Believe it or not, that's been 1 minute.
Wait, is there? Okay. So let's talk. Let's go back. Let's revisit the book.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Let's get into the book.
Okay.
It's important.
Okay, the book. In my way.
Yeah, I know. Do you want me to hold your microphone while you flip? Or you can do it.
Oh. Oh gosh. Well, there's so much funny stuff in here. The bath was interesting to me. You make a very interesting point with the bath.
Thank you. Yeah.
Please.
I don't like them. I don't like taking a bath. I've never liked taking baths. It feels like you're sort of making like the world's saddest soup out of yourself. And like I don't know, it just like when you take a bath, I think this is what it is for everyone, but you take a bath and that was like your get clean time, but then after the bath you have to shower,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh God, I was really about to be like, am I dangling here? And so it's like, why did I just waste all that time, that cleanup time,
Yeah.
doing that? But it feels like and I like love Oprah, but Oprah, the obsession. I've read like Oprah's like, she refers to bathing as her hobby. Like that's her hobby. And she loves it, and it's like your lady time to like do you in the bath. And it just, I don't know, it always feels gross to me. And my theory is just that, like, I don't know, it feels like women are trained to love the bath because, in fact, like, we don't really have another room to go to in a house usually. Because, like, at some point, whatever, you're married and you have kids and everyone else is taking up that space and you're supposed to just, like, love being in the water. I don't know. But, I mean, I get it if people like them,
And
I
you
guess.
said, and you make a point in the book, which is true, which is like men don't, it's not really a thing that men do. Like
Men
they don't escape to the bath. It
No.
like feels like
They have a
it's
man
this-
cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, with their tools
Yeah.
and cars. I don't know what's in a man
I feel
cave.
like if you are really rich, you can put cars in the man cave's probably in a big garage.
Agreed. Fully agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to I mean, no judgment.
But that was an interesting that was very interesting to me and made me laugh a lot.
Thank
What
you,
else made me
Vanessa.
laugh?
I really feel like I want to hold your microphone because
This looks natural. I
no.
I feel like I
Very
look really-
poodle.
I feel like I look really good doing this. What? So okay. So anyways, I truly I know I said this at the beginning. This book really did make me laugh out loud
Thank
in a
you
way
so
that
much, Vanessa.
I think like if someone was like, saw it, they'd be like, oh, something's wrong.
That compliment from Vanessa means everything because I am very obsessed with her. I'm gonna go with talking about you like you're not
Whoa.
here. And I feel like Vanessa is kind of the funniest woman in the world. Am I right? Give it
that's
up.
very nice.
No, I really. It's so crazy to me. I just like when I wrote this book. It took a really long time because I'm a very slow writer and I spend a lot of time on the internet not writing. And but there was a certain point at which while I was writing it, I forgot that anyone would ever read it. I was just like, oh, this is something I'm writing. I forgot the other half, and so it's very rewarding to hear that.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's
Thank you. You're
Sorry,
welcome.
you guys. Get out of here.
Yeah. No. This is good. This is good content.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna take.
I've got the thank you. No, thank you.
Well, okay. So now we're gonna take some questions.
Yes, we will.
From.
Whose question is burning them up?
Okay. Oh, so we're gonna take them from
Oh, nice.
from Facebook Live.
Wonderful.
Let's see how I.
Ooh, look, an iPad.
Okay. Okay. So here. Okay. So these are some questions. I'm gonna take questions from
Good.
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. The thing we're on, Facebook Live.
Okay. Okay. Here's okay.
Okay.
Jessica Mann wants to know,
Yes.
how long did it take you to write You'll Grow Out of It?
Great question, Jessica. It took about 3 years from
Wow,
typing
yeah.
word one to typing the last word. But of that 3 years, I think 2 years were internet time. Googling.
That's really
Just,
funny.
yeah. So really a year, but it stretched out because I wasted a lot of time.
But that's like, not to go off topic, but like, and this is going
Please.
to make me sound like an old lady again, but like, if the internet was around when I was like in high school, like I wouldn't have graduated.
Oh, no. I would have, I think I would.
I mean, it was kind of around.
I'd
but it
have
was-
bed sores. I would just
Yeah.
have not moved. Yeah. I don't know how these girls are putting themselves together and leaving the house. With all this
Yes.
content.
It's too much. Okay. Sydney Cobill
Sydney.
writes, I'm a huge fan of all of your work. You do so much. It sounds like I'm mocking her. Sorry, I'm doing like these little like
You.
these little kind of like biting impressions. Okay. You do so much. Can it be difficult to balance all of your separate projects?
No, it's not really that difficult because there actually are not as many as there would appear. No, is it hard? Occasionally. There are times where it feels like somehow, but again, it's mostly because of my own procrastination that things get into a bit of a clump.
Yeah.
Sometimes I let things clump up. But if I just did the, like the thing you're supposed to do where you write every day and, make a time and sit and have discipline, it wouldn't clump up so much. But yeah, occasionally. But I like to have more than one thing to work on at a time because you work on one and then you're like, ugh, I hate this. This sucks. And then you go to the other one.
Yeah.
And then you get to, ugh, this sucks. And then you go to the other one and like, oh, this one wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. That's who asked that? Sydney?
Sydney.
Great question.
And Sydney, I'm sorry if it sounded like I was doing an impression.
I think you
of
owe Sydney a real apology.
Okay. Here, Courtney Palestina.
Why are you?
I just feel like I am not making fun of your last name. I just was saying I was
That's a
trying
lot
to
of syllables.
I was trying to enunciate.
Yeah.
Wants to know, is there anything in your career that you still want to tackle? What is your next passion project?
Ooh. Is there anything I still want to tackle?
I think you've done it all. Sorry.
You got so much vocal fry. You're like, you did it all. There are other things I think I would like to do, but it has been so all-encompassing doing the book and then occasionally doing like things where I'd go to an office and work on someone else's thing that I haven't thought about the next thing very much, but I'm hoping to think about that thing very soon. Great. Do I seem like a Scorpio right now?
I was just gonna say you're acting
what's
like
she hiding?
a Scorpio.
I wish I was hiding anything, but there's literally nothing in there.
That's how I always feel. Abby Nathan asks, who are your favorite comedians, heroes? Okay.
Comedians and heroes. Vanessa Bayer.
That's so sweet.
Thank you. I love Edie Bryant on the show
She's a
as
dream.
well. A lot of the huge, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Amy Schumer, Janine Garofalo was like a big hero of mine when I was growing up and watching stand-up on TV. I just was obsessed with her. Yeah, she had this one HBO special where she basically was in like pajama shorts and like a flannel, and I was like, that's for me. I don't know, Chris Rock and Louis C.K. and like a lot of those people. Does that answer that
That's
question?
enough.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Okay. Ashley Trimble writes, what's harder? Writing a book or doing stand-up?
Ooh. They are both hard. I feel like they would come easier to someone else. I think they're hard and enjoyable in different ways. Writing a book, again, for me, with the internet time, takes a long time. Stand-up, there's the immediate gratification, and you get kind of constant feedback as we're getting now.
Right.
Where there's moments where we're like, it's hitting.
Yeah.
And then moments where we're like, are we out of time? And you kind of constantly are like, this is working. And then with a book, you're just kind of in it alone. And you are just like, this could just be a real pile of paper cups that no one will ever care about. You're just a little more unsure. And that can be very frightening.
Yeah, having the constant checking in.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the Facebook questions we're going to take. Yep. Is there anything else that you want to say, about the book?
Career. The future project.
What do you do?
Literally no. And
no. We're going to take questions from here. From the audience.
From the real people. Those were real also, I hope. Oh, so there are people here.
They're not real. They did. Those robots made up great
those
names.
Bots.
Sorry for calling you guys robots. First I impersonate you, and then I call you robots. Okay. So now we're going to take some questions from the audience.
From the people here.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Chioke.
Yes.
What was the first comedy project you ever did?
What was the first comedy project I ever did. My first, I worked at Comedy Central in development for a long time. That was like my first job, my first real job out of college. I also worked at a video store, and I temped. You're welcome. But then my first comedy writing job was I worked on a show called The Showbiz Show with David Spade. Also, you're welcome. That was on Comedy Central, and it was great. It was like this perfect first job. David Spade was super lovely and funny. I adored him.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's so great.
He's so great, and like genuinely a delightful.
He was one of my. I met him at the SNL 40th. I was like, he's one of my favorite people that I've met. Like,
He's the best.
he's so great.
Yeah, we had a moment.
Truly, I mean,
I know. Now it's getting
sounds
back to
we're
sounding like
just joking.
sarcasm.
Being but I just loved him.
We had a quick. I don't know why. I would not have predicted we'd get into David Spade stories, but he took the writers to dinner, and I was wearing, because it was many years ago, I was wearing a very treasured swatch of mine, like a Swatch watch, and he was like, "Oh, he was like, what's with your watch?" I think it had a frog on it. It was like blue, and I was like over 30 with a green frog on my watch. And I was like, oh, my boyfriend at the time. I was like, my boyfriend gave it to me, and he just like looked at it and he just went, "Get rid." And it was very much needed advice. He was not wrong.
Amazing. By the way, my first phone was a Swatch phone. Remember the Swatch phones where you could see through them?
Not only do I
And you
remember it,
could
I thought of it. I think of it every morning. Yeah, the see-through where you can see what's going on
Which
in
is
your
like,
phone.
it's all fake wires, right?
Yeah,
like it's all colorful, like fake wires that don't do anything. But you're like,
It's
whoa,
so cool.
and the bottom and the top. I thought this was gonna.
No.
The bottom of the phone and the top of the phone both work like phones. It's basically two phones.
Well, there's your love of free stuff. 2 phones for the price of 1 phone. Great.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Nope,
Everyone's
nope,
too young. Okay.
no.
Who else has a question? Okay, kind of a quiet.
Chica, do you have another one?
Does anyone? Oh, my cousin Brooke. We're only going to call on people that we know. Of course. When did you know you were funny?
Great question. There was not like a aha moment of I'm funny, but I was noticing in high school that I wasn't becoming particularly attractive. But I was like, time to lean on something else. And so I tried being funny, and that seemed to go better than relying on the other parts. So yeah, I think like in college, I auditioned for a sketch group. Rishi from college. We went to.
So only people that we know are here.
Everyone's like, are they in their house? We went to Vassar College, and there was a sketch group called Laughing Stock, and I auditioned for it, and I got in, and I was like, well, that feels like a big vote of confidence. How many more questions?
Unless there's. Here's a question. What a great.
That's a great question.
Yeah, how becoming a mom. I just for the Facebook.
Can I say something so humiliating, which was as she was asking that question, I honestly thought she said, how's becoming a model? And I was like, oh, but I'm not a model.
She asked how becoming a mom affected
Not a
your
model.
writing. Yeah.
Not a model. Yeah, you didn't ask about me becoming a model because I'm not one. How did that is actually.
By the way, you look gorgeous tonight.
Thank you so much. So many people helped, but thank you. As do you.
do.
I
Thank
love
you
your
very
red
much.
lip.
Also, thank you. It feels like it's really spreading all over my face, but
It's not. It's perfectly
Okay,
where it
good.
is.
Okay.
I know that is a really genuinely good question. I think I'm still figuring it out. I have a son who's just turned 1, and he is the bomb. I think you learn a lot about patience when you have a baby because it's just very nonstop. it also doesn't leave a lot of time. So like all that time I used to spend on the internet, suddenly that is not there as much. And I want to spend time with my kid, and that leaves a shorter amount of time in a good way sometimes to write. And it focuses the attention on like getting it done. But yeah, it's still kind of new. Check back in. Yeah.
Oh, we've got one over here. Yes. Are you going to go back to? I'm saying it for Facebook.
Yeah.
Are you going to go back to stand up at some point?
I would very much like to. There was a moment I was trying to do stand up when I was pregnant, and then there was a moment when I was about 7 months pregnant where I was a very large pregnant person, and I'm not. I mean, you're supposed to be big when you're pregnant. It's not self-deprecating. Objectively, I was enormous. Like there's like pictures of me and Amy Schumer at our premiere party for third season, and you were like, oh, that person's gonna give birth any day, and it was like month 6. But anyway, I tried to go up on stage, and I was like trying to talk, and I was like, oh, I can't very much breathe. So I decided to take a break, but I really miss it, and I think I'm going to try and do a little more soon. This feels like a nice soft landing into it in some ways.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, over here, yes.
Did getting an Emmy change your writing style or the way you feel about yourself?
I'm going to repeat it because it's
Yeah.
kind of what
Yeah. No, for the people.
Did getting an Emmy change your writing style or the way you feel about yourself? I've never gotten an Emmy, but I would think like it doesn't matter. But
You're correct, Vanessa. You're so right.
I don't think it wouldn't affect me. It's like about you. It's like doesn't matter what other people think.
No, and in fact, great question. And there is a chapter in the book entitled "Dog Shit," in which I describe how that feeling remained both before and after the Emmy. It was very awesome to win one, and was really exciting and unbelievable. But no, writing style, definitely no. And how I feel about myself, sadly, no. All the same anxiety and sweating disorders. Yeah, I don't know. It's awesome in that moment, and then you just kind of keep on dealing with yourself, I think. Ooh, right, Vanessa?
I mean, I don't know, but like I would think that.
Do you no, but like you will, but like
Well, and it doesn't matter.
No,
is the thing
no,
that
it's not a
that's
measure
what,
of
like,
anything.
kind of like resonates with me is that it doesn't matter.
oh, you'll get one.
I don't care.
Oh, you'll get one though. I feel pretty confident about it.
Oh, well. Any other questions? We're sweating a lot.
Yes.
This one's kind of a little bit more serious. It's like people keep saying that it's such a great time for like female comedians. Like, how does that make you feel to hear that?
People keep saying it's such a great time for female comedians. That's a great question. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel?
Do you want to answer first? I'm going to
I
think while
always-
you talk. I want to know what you think.
It's interesting because I think if you are a female comedian, you're like, I guess, right?
Right.
Like you don't feel like, yeah, we're really, because there still is like, it feels like there's still a thing of like, if this female comedy goes well, that's
Right.
good for, and you're like, really? If
Yeah.
this, like, it feels like every time a female comedy comes out, people are like,
You better
this is
go.
it for women.
Yeah.
If it works, women works.
Yeah.
If it doesn't
Go
work,
buy
women don't
20
work.
tickets, throw them in
And
the
you just-
garbage,
yeah, so
whether
when
you
you're-
see it or not, but buy them.
you're
Or it'll
in
never
it,
happen
you
again.
feel-
And meanwhile,
Yeah.
like male comedy people or whatever directors are like pooping out another turd, and everyone's like, "Isn't he amazing?" No worries. Yeah, I do. Yes.
Like
what you said.
Yeah, it feels
Yes.
a little. It feels like I think in some ways that is true, but I think in other ways it's like the fact that people keep being like, it's great for women now, right? You're
Right.
like, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like
I've sweated through my
Feels-
underwear, so how great is it?
that's
I-
actually kind of the perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. I mean, yeah, it does. I mean, definitely now more than ever. There are, I mean, it is great that there are so many. I think the fact that there are so many women writing and creating
Yes.
shows, that is something that was not happening, I don't know, 10 years ago in terms of the numbers. That's a big deal. Women kind of, I think, feeling like there's space to write stuff, and that stories about women are not in any way trivial.
Yeah.
They're just, they're your story. They're not, can I say less than?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I just hope that, like, I feel like when it's really a good time for women in comedy, it won't even be like a thing. Like, women in comedy won't be like a it will just be like people in comedy. But like, you're right, it is like so talked about of like women in comedy, and you're like, if you have to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the fact that it's still a topic probably means it's not as awesome as it could be. Yeah.
We have to make everyone laugh again. Thank you.
How do you balance like marketing yourself and putting yourself out there and doing the business side of things while being funny and maintaining a level of necessary like self-deprecation?
I'm going to repeat it.
Great.
So it's something, I'm not going to say it as eloquently as you, but it's something like, how do you like brand yourself and like kind of market yourself while still like being a comedian and like being self-deprecating? And is that generally, I like took you away from the real original question.
No, that was good because then I got to think while it was repeated. Luckily, I have probably not as much as I should have. I mean, I am a pretty late bloomer. I'm old, and I've never really thought about the marketing of myself. And that's probably a good thing for people to do. I don't think that's a positive. I think it's important to kind of own your space and kind of announce yourself. I was never very good at that, and just really focused more on the self-deprecation. And I feel super lucky that I've just like sitting here, thanks to everybody who's a part of this. I more than I should probably just kind of hope that the kindness of strangers will kick in to that part of it. So, yeah.
I would
I'm
say
inept.
too. I bet you would agree with this though. I think that there is a real thing with saying you like also have to learn to say no to things is like the biggest way you sort of, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a big thing for like
That is a big thing. And that is like a moment that did feel like a big milestone. Although I don't know, in the last like year or two, when I've said no to a job, I'll like be on the phone with my agent doing like a final no. First I wring my hands about it for weeks, even if it's something real, could pass.
That's how I am about like tiny
I die.
thing. Yeah.
And then I hang up and like I'll just like retch into like a garbage bag. Like, what did I just do? And it's like not a big deal, but it's very hard to say no because I'm very, I don't know, I worry about money and stuff.
Totally.
Yeah, like, and what if this is a thing that I need?
But not even jobs, like everything. Like there's so much stuff I feel like once you're like successful or whatever. Like, I'm not saying I am, but I just feel like there's like a lot of things you have to say no to sort of like protect yourself.
Yeah.
But while you still want to like be having fun and you know, stealing food and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to miss up on any free food. Don't want to miss up on any free food.
Don't say no. But
Yeah. I think that's the real takeaway here.
Okay, one more.
Ooh.
Don't give spoilers.
I can't. Yeah, I actually probably shouldn't. I have known Jill Soloway, who's the very brilliant creator of that show, for a long time, and she was super sweet to have me come on board that show as what's known as a consulting producer. And so I came in like 3 days a week, and I worked on
what does a consulting producer do? Can you tell us
a lot of free food. A lot of free food.
In my mind, you just stand and you go like, I like a little
That
more
seems
of that.
good. Jeffrey Tambor, you're figuring it out. You seem to have a handle on this. More of that. But I think I would be like, I can't reveal any details.
But really, what is
consulting producer?
Yes.
This is so boring.
That's my
But
biggest
in the
question.
the Writers Guild Union, it's just I used to wonder the same thing. I was like, who's that genius? It's just like there are all of these like tiers of credits that are part of like the Writers Guild system that are fairly meaningless in terms of how they sound. But it just has to do with how much free food you get.
Because to me, it's like,
I mean,
it's like the
literally.
person at a fashion magazine who's like, in, out.
Yeah. Swipe left, swipe right.
But
Yeah.
okay, so it's
just writing.
It's
all
writing.
writing. Yeah.
Great.
Nibbling, writing.
A little snack, a little writing. That
Nosh.
is, I guess, my dream. So
Yeah.
I guess,
Tambour, keep going. Is there more cheese? Yeah.
well, great. I think we all
Great.
know what a consulting producer is, and thank you so much.
You're a
Jessi.
Scorpio. Very mysterious. Yeah. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Jessi.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Refinery 29 and the internet.
And Facebook.
Facebook. Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah. Right? Facebook. Yeah.
So I'll just take it. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Another round for Vanessa and Jessi. So I just want to say Facebook Live, buy the book. You can click the link, and then everybody here, it's for sale in the back, and Jessi will be signing, and we should all have some drinks and some music, and that's it. Thanks for coming. Get your free drinks and free food.